Welcome back to Force Education. This is Ed. Today, I want to talk about AVC technologies going with the ticker AVCT. In this video, we're going to dive towards due diligence, technical analysis, and what we can anticipate in the next few weeks or so. So, for this company here, AVC Technology, it's best to first on read who they are. So, they define themselves as a premier global IT solutions provider offering a comprehensive bundle of services including unified cloud communications, managed services, cybersecurity, and enhanced connectivity. AVCT is focused on addressing the lack of accountability in the current marketplace, damaging the customer's experience. So it is a little bit broad. They really try to show themselves as an IT solutions company, so very similar to consultancies, rather than a company in tech like IBM, for instance, which they have different focuses as well. So for this company, let's dive into the presentation. Maybe we can uncover a bit more. So formation of AVCT started off in April 2016 when Pensair Acquisition Corporation, a special purpose acquisition company or SPAC, was listed on the NASDAQ. And then you got Computex Technology Solution on April 2020. Pensair completes business combination with Computex, changing the name to AVCT. So previously, before April 2020, they were known as Computex. On December 2020, AVCT acquires Candy Solutions cloud communication platform from Ribbon Communication. So they globally deployed the white label carrier-grade cloud-based platform for Unified Communication Services, UCaaS, contact services, and communication platform as a service. So we have some of their executives there. Some of their technology investments highlights includes industry-leading multi-service cloud communication platform for UCaaS and others, white-labeled and API-enabled for easy and seamless integration. Strong and broad base of existing customers, including notable mid and large enterprises, accounts, and technology leaders. Select strategic alliance in numerous verticals, including healthcare, entertainment, communication services, education, Internet of Things, and security. Now, compelling and expanding margin profile, highlighted by notable top-line revenue growth. They also have sizable and increasing TAM for cloud communication is on track to nearly double over the next 4 years. They also have strong management team with more than 20 years of industry and public company experience. So some of the recent developments includes continued growth. So the continued growth with the current customers and partners highlight by strategic alliances and strong organic and inorganic growth potential. Now, for relating towards the Candy financial highlights, they continued revenue growth from $14.3 million in 2020, projection of $18.8 and $37.8 million in 2021 and 2022, respectively. The margin expansion will naturally occur as revenue growth leverages the operating platform. Now, they're trying to show you here the market itself, the market demand is expected to grow from 58 to 100 billion, around $42 billion increase. And with all that globalization and some of their features and some of their capabilities, but we're going to move on all the way down to where we're looking into their competitions and current customers, for instance. So over here, they're trying to show you that they have a strong customer bases, including notable enterprise and technology leaders. So for auto and consumers, or for instance, you got Burger King, Allstate, AAA, Hertz, Advanced Auto Parts, and others. Now, if you do recall, Hertz did go actually bankrupt in 2020, but it still has some operations here and there. Education and healthcare, you got multiple different ones like Abu Dhabi University, Advocate Healthcare, CHS, UC Davis, and Law and Municipal. You got Indigenous Services Canada, Quebec, the government of Quebec, which is in Canada as well, William Mullen, and Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, my bad. And then you got financials and technology as well, like JP Morgan, IBM, Cast and Crew, IPC, and the Bank of India. And communication services and connectivity is AT&T and others. Now, from my own knowledge, these are usually grabbed by submitting a tender or For instance, a request for proposal, they submit the tenders, and basically it's kind of the lowest bid kind of situation. So it doesn't really tell you the value of these contracts that they did have. Now, moving on from there, the latest news includes on the 15th of December, the Candy expansions for full PSTN replacement services for 40 countries. On December 14th, AVC Technologies announces securities purchase agreement. So we're going to really put an emphasis onto that one. On the SEC filing, I'm going to read it just right about here. At the closing of the companies buying warrants to purchase up to 15.625 million shares of the company stock price in a private placement and an aggregate of around 7.84 million common shares and 12,456 shares of the company's newly designated Series A, and with a stated value of around $1,000 per share, initially convertible into 7.785 million shares of common stock at a conversion price of 1.60 per share. In a registered direct offering, the aggregate purchase price paid by the buyer in the closing common shares was around $25 million. So the Series D warrants was an exercise, or has an exercise price of $2 per share. So this tells you a little bit about the warrants exercise is around $2 per share and around $160 per share in a direct registered offering. So that $160 might be a little bit for some people now as a support, because that is a notable price point relating towards an offering price that was sent or sold directly. Now, some of the recent developments highlighted in an SEC filing includes on September 16, 2021, they issued a press release for the company's decision for the board of directors to strategically find alternatives announced on April 7th, 2021. The board had authorized company to focus its strategy on acquisition and organic growth in its cloud technology businesses, as well as explore strategic opportunities for the IT solutions. Now, also, it did not result, or the company's further announcement in the process did not result in submission of a definitive offer, that it had completed a conversion of $134 million of outstanding debt into 38.8 million common shares. So basically raising money for paying off some debt, that kind of thing going on. But it really does sound like the company is moving more towards acquisition rather than just growing what they have. I mean, it's kind of combination, but really the acquisition is a part of it, and that might actually damage a little bit of the stock price, because you do need a lot of money to go ahead and go around and buy different companies. Now, the price over book for this company is 2.06, price over sales is 1.03. So it is below market, but profitability. Gross margin is 29%, which is good. EBITDA margin is 34%, not good. And net profit margin is around negative 75.7%, which is basically 75% or 76% net loss. Return on assets, almost negative 84.4, which is bad. Return on equity, negative 269%. And return on investment capital, negative 165%. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, Navigation Capital Partners liquidated 82.67% of their position recently. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, Royal Bank of Canada, for instance, liquidated their entire position. And we see a lot of this kind of tendencies with liquidation like Citadel Advisors. But on the other hand, we're seeing companies like Morgan Stanley adding positions, Sequana International Group adding as well. So it's a little bit mixed. Insiders haven't really changed their position much in the last 90 days, 0% as a percentage of the flow. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave notifications on. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video. If you would like to join our Discord, you can do so totally free in the description below. Let's move on now towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint of view, there is a few parts here that showcase bullish, otherwise bearish. So for instance here, you're able to see that the price point is above the 50 SMA, 10 SMA is above the 30 SMA, which is bullish, but the price point is below the 200 SMA at the 444, which is bearish. Now, similarly, you're able to see that the willing percent R is neither bullish or bearish. It's sitting right on the middle. It's neither overbought or oversold. Now, if you've heard these terms before, you're probably thinking about the RSI, which is very similar to this one. Now, the MACD. This one is retracting a little from the day before. It's showcasing a bit of a pullback, perhaps a downtrend, but this was seen before on the 14th of December and it bounced right back. So it's not really an indication of either direction going, either in momentum's going flipping back downwards or just going all the way back up. It's not really an indication for anything other than a pullback. Now, on the momentum here, we're able to see momentum drop from 142 to 75 or 0.75, but it's still positive, which is good, but it decreased its own magnitude, so it's lower or weaker momentum, but still positive. Now, stochastic fast and stochastic slow both suggest that there might be another leg for this one to move upwards. And on the moving average bands, this one is expected to trade between 172 and 141, although the Bollinger bands are between 237 and 76 cents. On Fibonacci retracement, it shows the next real strong resistance is at 370, and then 547, 690, 833, 1037, and 1296. The strong support is at 84 cents. However, if we just go from price line action, we're able to see the strong support in fact would be around 180, following that 168, 143, and then 123, going downwards to around $1, then 84 cents. Resistances. There are a few, such as a 219, 233, and then 255, $3, 329, going up to 374, 416, 445, and then up to 498, going to 551, and then upwards to 578, 627, 676, 745, and then upwards to 780, 825, and then upwards to 915 and 959. Comes to the question, Ed, what do you think is happening here? Well, I do think that this company will move on, as it's mentioned in the SEC filing, to more acquisitions. With more acquisitions, there's more money to be raised to sustain these acquisitions. So I do expect the price point to continue being beat up, but I do hope to see it at least above the mark of 180. If it does drop below 180, you're really breaking a strong support and going back towards more of a downtrend as you've seen before. Now, this is kind of a bullish action, more of a bit of a volatile push upwards, and I do anticipate that it probably would be trading between 180 and 253. There is money to be made here, but it's a very dangerous game. What do you think about this one? Make sure to write it down in the comments below. Sure, subscribe and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.